First, we go through the location of the air conditioner compressor. Air conditioner compressor is placed outdoors, hidden at the back side of the building. It connects to the inner system via copper refrigerant pipes. Both units work together to remove heat from indoors and release it outside. For our assignment, it is located behind the Chancellery building at UPS side. 1.2 is about the function of the air conditioner compressor. The compressor's main role is to cool indoor air by removing heat. It works in the refrigerant cycle, compressing and circulating the refrigerant. The refrigerant absorbs heat from inside of the building and releases it outside. This process ensures indoor space remain cool, especially during hot winter. 1.3 is about size of the compressor. There are 4 shapes that we find at the compressor, but the main shape is the rectangular prism. The rectangular prism has length 102 cm and the width is 39 cm and for the height is 82 cm. The angle of the rectangular prism is 90 degrees. As we can see, the in front of the compressor has square shapes of AINUL. The length of the all sides are 68 cm and the angle are also rectangle. The compressor also has rectangle since it is rectangular prism. The length are 102 cm and the height are 82 cm. For the angle, all angles are also rectangle. In the square shapes of AINUL, there are a circle. That circle has 68 cm for the diameter and 213.6 for the circumference. Therefore, this is the diagram of the air conditioner compressor.
My name is INSYIRAH binti SHAMSUL BAHARIN. Now let's move on to the next part, which is geometrical shape. What is geometrical shape? Geometrical shape is a set of points in the plane or in space that bounded by lines, curve or surface. There are 2 types of shape in my diagram, which is 2D and 3D. First, let's look at the 2D shape. In this diagram, you will see a circle, a square, and a rectangle. First, square shape. A square is a shape with 4 equal sides. All 4 corners are right angle. That means each angle measures exactly 90 degrees. The opposite sides are also parallel. A square has 2 diagonals that are the same length. So, a square is a very balanced and symmetrical shape. In this diagram, you can see a rectangle, and inside it there is a circle. The circle fits perfectly inside the rectangle and it touches all 4 sides. This type of circle is called an inscribed circle. It is because the circle is completely inside the polygon and every side of the polygon touches the circle. What is circle? Circle is the set of all points in a plane that are at a fixed distance from a given point, known as the center of the circle. A polygon is circumscribed about a circle if all sides of the polygon align segment tangent to a circle. Then, the circle is said to be inscribed in the polygon. Now, let's talk about the rectangle itself. A rectangle is a type of a parallelogram that has a right angle. That means each one is exactly 90 degrees. Another important property is the diagonal. In a rectangle, the diagonals are congruent, which they are equal in length. Now, let's pull them into the 3rd dimension shape. When you pull a square up by a width W, you will get a cuboid shape. A cuboid is simply a rectangle extended in the 3rd dimension by W. Cuboid is known as the right prism because those vertical edges meet at the base at 19 degrees. Right prism has a prism in which the lateral edges are perpendicular to the base edges at their point of intersection. Also, cuboid has 4 vertical edges that are perpendicular to the base. Besides that, the base of the cuboid are congruent rectangles.
Next, we go to the 2.2 geometrical concepts and the measurement. Okay, I will explain about the measurement of the shape of the circle. The circle has the diameter 68 cm and the radius, which is the half of the diameter, is 34 cm. The angle of the circle is 360 degrees. The circumference or the perimeter of the circle is 213.6. We can find the circumference using the formula 2 pi r. And next is the area of the circle, which is 3629.84 cm square. We can find the area of circle by using pi r square. And next, I will go to the concept of the geometry of the circle. Circle is the set of all points in the plane that have fixed distance from the center. Next, the sum of the measures of the consecutive arcs that form a circle is 360 degrees. Thus, the angle circle is 360 degrees. The circumference of the circle, which is the area of the circle, is 213.6 cm. And the area of the circle is determined by the formula A equals to pi r square, which is 3629.84 cm square. Alright, next we go to the geometrical shape of square. Length and height of square is same, which is 68 cm. The angle of the square is 90 degrees. The perimeter, which is the length of all sides in the square, is 272 cm. And the area of the square is 4624 cm square. Okay, for the concept of the geometry of the square, a square is a rectangle that has two congruent adjacent sides. All sides of the square shapes are congruent, and all angles in square is 90 degrees. Perimeter of the square can be measured by sum up all the sides of the square, which is 272 cm, and the area of the square can be determined by the calculate width times length, which is 4624 cm square. Now, the third part, which is the rectangle. The length of this rectangle is 102 cm. The height of this rectangle is 82 cm, and the angle is 90 degrees. The perimeter, which is the summation of the sides of the rectangle, is 368 cm, and the area, which is base times height, which is 8,364 cm square. For the concept of geometry of this rectangle, a rectangle is parallelogram that has right angle. All angles in the rectangle are 90 degrees. The summation of all interior angles in the rectangle is 360 degrees. Perimeter of this rectangle can be measured by summation of all sides in this rectangle, which is 368 cm. The area of this rectangle can be determined by multiplying of base and height of this rectangle, which is 8,364 cm square. Okay, for the last shape is rectangular prism. You can pause the video and see all the details that I have presented to you guys. Okay, all the parameters have given all the volume and area. Now I just want to explain about the concept of the geometry. Rectangular prism can be consist of lateral faces and bases. A right prism in which a lateral edge are perpendicular to the base. So the shape has 90 degrees. Perimeter of all faces is by summation of all the faces, which is 1,684 cm. And the area of all faces in this rectangular prism can be determined by using formula 2 times HL plus HW plus LW, which is H stands for height, L stands for length, and W stands for width. And which is we will get 31,080 cm square. And the volume of the rectangular can be determined by using formula HLW, which is height times length times width, which is 326,148 cm cube. That's it from me. Thank you.
Hello, hi, my name is Aminul Mubin, BINTI Auli, with metric number D2023-1107934. Continue with me with 2.3, which is transformation in motifs and patterns. In mathematics, transformation is when a shape change either the way it's facing or which direction it's moving, but the shape isn't changed. There are a few types of transformation. First, reflection, rotation, and also translation. But in my case, I will cover only for rotation and reflection. All these changes help create different patterns but using the same shapes. Okay, next I will tell you about the motif. Motif is a simple design or shape that is arranged repeatedly in a different way to form a pattern. For our group motif, we choose air outlet. where it is quadrilateral. Quadrilateral can be used to build or create a creative pattern or design. As shown in the diagram, we choose that quadrilateral to be our motif. As for the pattern is created repeatedly by the motif. As our motif is a quadrilateral that is arranged repeatedly in a circular way to form a full pattern. The pattern itself doesn't have a unique identity since it's formed from motif only. For our project, the pattern we arrange is in a reflection and also rotation. Rotation is when a shape is being flipped over a line, which is we call it as a reflection axis. Even though it is just a reflection, the shape looks like exactly like the originals as a mirror image. The reflection shape and the original shape has a equal distance from the reflection lines. Okay, for the rotation is when the shape turns at a certain angle. Even though there is a rotation occur, but the shape still looks the same and doesn't change its size. Okay, for the reflection, as you can see in the diagram, there is a red line. Red line is the reflection axis, or as you can see, the reflection shape with the original shape has the same size. And also, like I said before, the distance between the two images from the reflection line also the same. The reflection occur, the pattern form into a full circle. Okay, next for the rotation, if is rotate clockwise at 19 degree. Our motif is rotate either clockwise or anti-clockwise at 40 degree. Also, the shape doesn't change even rotation occur. As you can see also, when the rotation occur, it form a full circle pattern.
Lastly, in part C, I will explain about the summary and conclusion. The summary from part A, we are focusing on the location and the size of the air conditioner compressor. Not only that, we also search for the usage of function of the air conditioner compressor. The compressor plays an important role in the cooling process since it removes the heat from inside the building and helps to release cool air inside. The summary for part B, we begin by identifying the geometrical shapes present at the air conditioner compressor, along with the concepts and also the measurement. Additionally, the compressor motif and pattern were also examined through the lens of transformation, including reflection and rotation. In conclusion, we were able to get a clearer understanding of how geometry is applied in real life. It also allowed us to see how mathematical concepts are not only theoretical but are also actually applied in real life. Lastly, I just want to add that through this task, we as a team were able to build a strong bond between us. That's all from us. Thank you. Bye-bye.